Hey, Terra. No?
Hi.
Is it Terra?
Oh, it's Patrick. How are you today? Yeah.
Well, I treated myself to the finest meal yesterday. I had one of the best. I had one of the best ribeyes I ever had, and it's at T-Bones at Red Rock, which is kind of funny. I have a love-hate relationship with Red Rock because their security guards. There's a guy named Takis, and I can't remember the other guy's name. I wrote their names down. They harassed me about the skateboard, and I wasn't even riding it. So I got a bit of big old beef with them because I don't back down from the idiot security guards. And that's when those idiot security guards call the police. And then I got to go toe-to-toe to the police. And then they say they're vegetarians. But anyway, I was walking by this T-Bones place because I was going to the medical marijuana convention show. Well, it's not a convention. It was just a little room where they want to get people to pay money to teach them how to get involved with them, networking with the cannabis industry. But that's what I need. I need networking, but I don't really want to network with anybody in Nevada. So anyway, I got some information that I'm losing, like just for clones alone, I'm losing about $96,000 a year. For master growing, $162,000 there. And for his, don't even talk about extraction, because I want to put a clean room in at 305 and do extraction for CBD oils back in 2017, 16, 15, 14, 13, all the way back to 04 when I had licensing and permission to grow and do those sorts of things in the medical industry, where I'd be probably a billionaire right now. I'm coming to realize, yeah, how badly I've been really, really screwed. So anyway, I treated myself to a nice dinner yesterday because I uncovered the truth about everything, thanks to you and Shirley and Melissa, because you fine ladies have listened to me over the last 20 years where all the lawyers hang up the phone on me. My sister didn't talk to me. They took my rent money away from me. They took my motorcycle away from me. They took all my possessions away from me. They entered the property without my permission. All the lawyers were sending my mail to the wrong addresses. They were screwing me and jerking me around, and I found out I uncovered it all by myself. I uncovered out this deposition where I paid $1,500 of my own money for. I got it from the people that did the deposition with my own research. I found out who they did it, and I paid my own money, and I got it. And it says that Joseph Schurz, Cynthia Schurz, Stephen Wagstaff's brother, and Stephen Wagstaff are all saying that my mother is saying that I'm a pedophile, rapist, and child molester. And I know they're saying this to cover up the elections where Jerry Thompson was over at the David Beelings counting the votes. That was after 2006, where I just so happened to see Jerry Thompson at the ECHO meeting in Foster City, where they made a big deal out of it in the minutes at the Park Plaza Towers. So those are legal and binding documents because they're legal, cradle to grave, just as this Exhibit 52 is that talks about AB 860. Now, all these documents and everything else I had for Sid Lorvan, but Sid Lorvan did not represent me, nor did Alex Berenstein represent me in 9/11 of 09, because he didn't read the CC&Rs. Had he read the CC&Rs, he would have been able to combat the judge when the judge says that, oh, we're here now, we'll just go ahead with this. He could have said, no, I object, Your Honor, because the CC&Rs state that Patrick McErlane, as a resident, is entitled to IDR and ADR. But no, the lawyer didn't do that because he didn't know condo law, and I knew the CC&Rs because I was the manager there. I knew the CC&Rs like the back of my hand because I've been familiar with that place since my background check says so, like 1977 or whatnot. And I was in charge of Unit 104 from 1987 until my sister kicked me out of there. So she had no business because I had a proxy. She had no proxy that cost me $750. But back to the situation at hand. I'm angry with everybody in San Bruno, and I'm not angry with you and Shirley and whoever listened to me, especially Melissa. I got to give it to Melissa because she spent hours and hours and hours, as you did, on the phone listening to my pains and my woes. But without that, without talking to you, that's why I had a psychiatrist. My psychiatrist's name was William Titomer, and he abandoned me. So there's for where you came in. You and Melissa and Terra, and I'm indebted to you for the rest of my life because you helped me maintain my sobriety, which is foremost important to me. My whole life is my sobriety first and foremost. Secondary is my brain. I got to keep, if I'm sober, then I got to keep my brain in good shape so that I have to talk these things out and I gets redundant and I lose all my friends because they don't want me talking about what I have to talk about. Otherwise, I will become insane. So what I found out is everybody's saying ill will things about me, saying I'm a pedophile, rapist, and all these things. So then NAMI could just kick me out of there after working 2 years diligently. They call me Mr. NAMI, and I gave them skilled labor, and I did books for them that only I could do because I had the equipment and the skills and knowledge to do these things. They got very, very skilled knowledge that would cost a whole lot of money for absolutely for free. They got my time, my gas, my energy, everything for 2 years. And I'm a very skilled laborer. I could have possibly made, anywhere between $162,000 and $500,000 per each year I was wasting at the National Alliance of Mentally Ill for them to turn their back on me. And then I found out why. Because she's friends with Pat Way. Pat Way and the board of directors of NAMI is friends with the BHRS. The BHRS is friends with Chief Eric Woolman and the chief of police at Burlingame, who are friends with Ross T. Height, who I hired to show. Me and my mother hired them. That Ross T. Height was unknown to her that he works for the sheriff's department, and they were planning on locking me up since 2009. But my mother's knew this or did know something. I don't know what, if my mom was psychic or what, but she planned this long before any of those people got involved, any of the lawyers. She planned it with the dog. The dog is an American with Disabilities Act dog because my mother isn't over the age of 80 or whatever. She's an elder adult that's entitled to have a dog. I mean, she's Americans with Disabilities Act classified. The dog was classified number 760, which is all over the universe. So what happened is I went down after my mom died. I registered the dog under HOA syndrome and bipolar because that's what they told me. They said I'm bipolar, so I registered the dog under bipolar and HOA syndrome because HOA syndrome is what happened. I got bullied out of my condo, and everybody can tell you that because it's all in the rules and regulations and everything else, and they didn't follow those. And lo and behold, 1 month ago, I found out, Cynthia Schurz and Stephen Wagstaff's brother called me a pedophile and rapist and child molester, which doesn't go over so good with me. And they said this at the meeting at 2007, but in 2014 they said my mom said that, but they didn't look. They overlooked in 2004. We're at permission to grow and extract and do everything you can do with that plant called medical cannabis. And they didn't talk to me, nor did they talk to me about the parking, nor did they talk to me about the dog. So I guess my mom got the dog shortly thereafter. I had gotten all the licensing and permission because she was pissed, I guess, at the parking as I was, because I lived there at 1997 and my background check shows that. I got released from prison or jail, San Mateo County Jail, after spending 9 months there, paying my debt to society for drunk driving, whereas I have not had a drink of alcohol or a drop of alcohol to my knowledge unless somebody spiked me. I've not had any alcohol at all in 23 years. And I'm quite proud of that fact.
Oh, that's impressive, Patrick.
Yes,
Very
well,
good.
I'm trying to make 50 years because that's what my grandfather did, and nobody believes me that I must do everything better than my grandfather, as I have done my whole life. I have to one-up everybody.
You are holding yourself not too high to you. I mean, your grandfather was a great man, but you don't have to do everything better than him.
I do. No. I have an agreement. I have an arrangement. No, I must do everything better than my grandfather. I have an arrangement. I have to. Otherwise, he would be unhappy. No. When I meet him at the pearly gates, he's going to be proud of me. And I'm going to turn that board game, the Condo Castaway, into a bigger board game than Monopoly. And that's the only way in God's green earth I will ever be able to surpass my grandfather's invention of the heater in Minneapolis, Minnesota on or around 1944. Now, I have a book I sent to you, and I don't think you got it. I sent a bunch of stuff to you, a book, DVD, a bunch of QR codes, a little flyer I made up, a whole little package I sent to you, addressed to you at the Burlingame Police Department address. To you, Terra. Did you receive it?
Nope. Still haven't gotten anything.
All right, well,
There were some photos that you had sent like 6 months ago or something. Those I got to see.
I wonder how long it took you to take 6 months to get those. Oh, and then I talked to the San Bruno Police Department. I go,
That was a different package that you had sent.
No, that's
Sent something to all of us in dispatch at the same time.
yeah, that's the
Photos
one.
And I think some pamphlets.
Well, you should be receiving the DVD, but you don't even need it.
Okay.
You don't even need it. All you got to do is go to The Roll Up by P. Johnny Appleweed, and you can see all the delightful phone calls I have with you guys, or some of them, not all of them. So far, I got 50 videos up on YouTube already, and I've been only on there like 4 days. I'm popping up 5, 10 videos every day. I mean, I'm banging it out. I'm hammering it out. I'm saving my life. They're not going to lock me up, because when I was in the courtroom, they looked at my neighbor's video, but Judge Merriam in his infinite wisdom would not even look at my video, nor did Wagstaff introduce the video of Tim Ho's butt, or the video of William Lanham punching me, or any of my videos whatsoever I've been making since 2001. I've been making a documentary about elder abuse and condominiums since 01. I got affiliated with condos in the Condo Blue Book in 97. So all these lawyers had their head up their ass, and my mom said, keep your mouth shut. You son of a bitch, you keep your mouth shut. When my mom calls me a son of a bitch, I'm going to keep my mouth shut. Oh, God. All you got to do, Terra, is please simply open up go to this website called Echo, type in AB860 or the right to have a pet and a condo, and goddamn, everything will pop up and blow up in your face. So I'm trying to tell the San Bernardino Police Department, hey, look, man, my mom's fucking you from the grave. Don't get mad at me. Don't shoot the messenger. Fuck, you already took my house, my motorcycle. You let squatters squat my house and everything. You guys are going to wake up and read this shit and find out, because I just found out, hey, you guys fucked me pretty hard when you said I'm a pedophile back in 07. Jeez, I wonder why everybody hates me so bad. I knew there was a lot of hate, but damn, I thought it was a little steep for a guy who just quit a job. I mean, they're making a big deal out of the job, right? Well, fuck, man, I don't know why, what the fuck? Then I find out, geez, I'm a pedophile? Fuck, man, I'd be mad at me too. I ain't no fucking pedophile, and I tell them, you prove it, motherfucking state of California. You prove where I'm a pedophile, because that's in the state court system. That's the Superior Court telling me I'm a pedophile. That's the district attorney, Stephen Wagstaff. You can't say I'm a pedophile, rapist, child molester after Bob Fosner said it, because Bob Fosner heard it as a rumor and said it without checking his facts. He didn't check his facts. Hey, I'm in the printing industry. I got to check all my facts before I print anything. I learned that back in high school when we did a fake newspaper. It was hilarious. Jim Perez did a fake newspaper clown in the high school. He got in big trouble. It's all funny. Actually, my teacher, Harry Morrow, got in fucking huge trouble for it. I look at Jim Perez. Jim Perez was a photographer, cameraman, and I was in love with his sister, Julie Perez. And Jim Perez was like phenomenal. He did awesome pictures like Sammy Hagar and stuff, and really, really good pictures. And that guy, I idolized that guy because he was really super popular. And then you know, I was never attractive, and I was never good with the ladies, but damn, I could do darkroom, printing press, and you name it, I can do it. Fuck, if you want me to do something to impress you, you just tell me what you want me to do. I'll try to impress you. So you just tell me what to do. I'm good at it, you know. I got nothing better to do. I got no dates, no women, no nothing now. All I got to do is time to rectify my name and my mother's name, because there's no way my mother's going to say I'm a pedophile when I'm a drunk, and she was proud of it. I was a designated driver. I drove her and her best friend to the bar for 10 years, and what they do, they bend me over and fuck me. I don't want to be fucked no more, and I'm not gonna, because I uncovered everything. That's the end of my book. This is the end. The end. I fucking found it. There's no way the Stephen Wagstaff's brother, who I don't even know, is going to even affect my life in the terms of the millions and millions of dollars I'm losing to medical cannabis. Medical cannabis by 2030 will be $80 billion. Now, if I take my 10% of $80 billion, that's $8 billion. With a B, 8 billion, Terra. Hey, I'm a billionaire and you don't even know it yet. Shit, I'll make so much money on my book. If I get somebody to help me ghostwrite it, it'll be on the New York bestsellers. The book will make the board game will make the comic book. The comic book makes the animated cartoon. Everything makes $1 million across the board. At least a minimum of $1 million, if not $3 million per each item. Oh, we're talking about $15 million on my own ideas and my own board game. That's it, $15 million. And the government's fucking me up because they won't give me money. It's called it operating capital. They won't give me my own operating capital to win in the courtroom. They won't give me my own operating capital to operate business like a skateboard company I put hours and hours into. I do business plans. I take hours and hours of research. I designed food trucks for these people at the Fat Boy. They didn't take me up on that. I spent hours, and the guy said, oh, my son said you flipped me off, so I'm going to beat your ass. I go, you going to beat my ass? Fuck, you're lucky I don't cut your motherfucking throat. I don't know who the fuck you're talking to, man, but I ran like 10 companies in my life. I had a catering company with Fred the Fag. I love that man. I'm not gay, but I loved him anyway. Shit. That guy made me $5 grand a night. Who the fucking do tell you you ever had a friend of yours make you $5 grand a night? Give me a break. That was in 1994 or some shit. God damn, and then the judge tell me I don't know what the fuck I'm doing. Hey, judge, can you be more specific? What do you want me to do? I can fly an airplane for you. I can shove that airplane right up your motherfucking ass. I can ride a skateboard, ride a bicycle, ride a motorcycle. What do you want me to ride, drive, or fly? What do you want me to do? Fuck, I was sitting in that rocket car, but that guy wouldn't let me ride it. He said I'm too old. You know that rocket car? I met the guy over the Harley Davidson against Jim something, man. They got these cars that run on aluminum wheels. They go so fast. They don't even touch the ground. They just glide on the top of the salt bed. That's how fast it goes. Anyway, I'd be a wreck. I'd be nobody. I'd be in a box loaded up on in Vegas shots. If it wasn't for you and Melissa and Shirley. Don't leave Shirley out. I don't like them bitches that work during the day. They don't give me the time of day. Is there something new we can help you with? Is something new? Yeah, I found out that your buddy, the DA, called me a fag. I mean, a pedophile. And then your boss, the chiefs of police, say I stole mail. They got a problem with the mail and the postal mail. And Judge William Lamb got a problem with the mail. They go talk to Mary Maldonado and me together face to face in one room. Because I printed a holy fuck lot of printing for the goddamn postal service right there in Burlingame. 500 grand. All you got to do is call it Mark Jaffe over color print. And he's saying, oh, I think the time limitations is up on that. I go, fuck you, asshole. If you got something to say and you're a statement and it uses to clear my name, I'm going to get a motherfucking statement at you. I'll get you fucking on the Dr. Phil show, little bitch. Nobody tells me what the fuck, any fucking bastard. I worked for him for 3 years. I lived in the town 56. The boss is going to tell me that it's over the statute of limitations. Fuck you. I'm putting in my book. You're going to call me a liar? Then I'll see you in court. That's right. Everything's going in my book. That's why they want me to sign a confidentiality clause. I didn't sign no confidentiality clause. I didn't sign a CIV 110 that's worth 800 grand. See, they're going to say whatever they want to say because they said I'm a pedophile, rapist, and child molester, and that's stuck. They can't back up the bus on that. But, oh, I just found out a month ago who said it. Cynthia Schurz and Stephen Wagstaff's brother. And Stephen Wagstaff's brother is as good as Stephen Wagstaff saying it himself. Oh, holy hell, are the wheels coming off the tracks now. Guess what? I wasn't able to find it. If I fell apart and got drunk, what happens if I fell apart and got drunk? I would have never found that information. How come I'm not drunk?
Been sober the past 23 years.
Because of you. It's the only reason. It ain't bullshit. You and Melissa and Shirley, and I'm sure there's someone else I'm forgetting for some goddamn reason. But no, it's the Burlingame Police Department who I hate. I love. My whole life is like that. My whole life is like that. I'm an expert in condo, and I'm an expert in weed. They're the exact opposites. Condo law is the exact opposite of weed. Condo law and weed don't mix, and I'm an expert at both of those things. So I'm actually, by what I know, I'm actually bipolar opposites from what I know, because they're exact opposite of each. If you go on my website, or on the YouTube channel, you can see the timeline where they fucked it all up, where I learned how to grow, and I have permission to grow, and all this stuff happened after my conviction of felony drunk driving. So what they do is they're completely erasing the fact that I'm an expert in master growing in marijuana, and they don't want to say I could grow a seed of marijuana. So I said, fine, fuck you. I grow cherry tomatoes better than anybody else anyway. So it doesn't matter what I grow. I got a green thumb. You know why? Because all it is about growing is all you do is give it love. All it takes is love. You find out what it takes. You want what pH it likes, between 5.8 and 6.2 or something like that. I can't remember. But, you know, you just read up in the book, in the internet, get the right, you know, nutrients and this, that, and the other thing. Because not all flowers or plants take the same nutrients or whatever. And then you gas the shit out of it. If you're growing indoors, Yeah, this is between me and you. Well, now it's on record, whatever. But fuck, you gas the shit out of it with CO2. That's what they love. They love CO2. CO2 will give you 33% more grow with absolutely doing nothing but blinking your eye. Don't have to do nothing but pay a few extra bucks for the gas, and that's it. Almost zero zip money invested for 33% more. Now, if everybody knew this in the marijuana business, they'd be making 33% more, and they would have reached their goal in California. If instead of 35, whatever, they would have made their 700 billion instead of 30. They would have made, let's see, they would have made 33% more than the 345 million they made in marijuana, and they can't pay me the fucking money they owe me for calling me a pedophile and rapist and child molester. They hadn't fucked with me. I asked them, I begged them, don't fuck with me, don't fuck with me, don't fuck with me. And what do? Bob Foster turns around and fucks me, the board president. But I didn't know he'd already fucked me at the meeting in January when I'm telling him I'm shaking his hand after that. He shook my hand. He says, okay, we won't go to litigation. Okay. I said, all right, man, I'm a man of my word. He shakes my hand and shook his hand. That means no litigation. What happens? He turns around and fucks me when I'm not looking. Typical lying scumbag lawyer. Shakes my hand and turns around. You can call him up. We'll get that bastard on a lie detector test one day. Ask him. It's in writing in his deposition. He's got it in writing and printing because he says, I'm surprised Patrick shook his hand. Why is he so surprised? Because somebody told him I'm Charles Manson and nobody can work with me. That's the exact opposite. Shit, I had to work with a million lawyers. I had to work with a million lawyers my whole life in the printing industry because that was my niche, because lawyers spend a lot of money. They used a lot of money. They consumed a lot of money, consumed a lot of printing, but it wasn't actually profitable until you had them for a long time. That's why you needed loyalty in the printing business, because you go to all that trouble the first time, and everything's in the prep, and then you want to do it on the loyalty, and that's where if you weren't loyal to me and you cut me loose like Howard Hibbert did, he's done. Then he goes away to Connecticut, and he comes back and he wants to do printing for him. Okay, I'll give you a second chance. Nah, he only came back to fuck me, and wait till I'm done fucking him. He's got a book. He's got a website. All these people got books and websites. All these people said they want to be parts of my businesses. Robert Scipali wanted to be a part of California Concierge when it was a clay bar detailing company. Yeah, he was all full of shit. He knew they called me a pedophile in 07. He was just backpedaling and dancing around, doing his thing, so he could milk me, my mother, and the Park Plaza Towers for money. Now, wait till you hear all the other 2/3 of the Park Plaza Towers that don't know anything about what's being done to me right now. They're going to flip and blow a gasket, because those people, Cynthia Sure, burned up 400 grand of their money and about 800 grand of my money, and then they turn around and kick me out of there and saying, oh, that the restraining orders never went away. Well, fuck you. You should have never got the restrainers in the first place, because the only reason why you got the restraining orders is because you told everybody I'm a pedophile, and that's why everybody wanted me out of the building. If you tell everybody I'm a pedophile, of course they're going to make up shit to get me out of there, because you think I'm a weirdo Danger Manson dude. It's all on my website. I sent you the disc, but you didn't get the disc, so it's up on the YouTube channel called The Roll Up by P. Johnny Appleweed. And then, like I was telling you from the beginning, I went to this beautiful T-Bone. The gals were fantastic at the front, the greeters. They said, that's what I do. I critique everything wonderfully. So I'm a good trip advisor. So I went to this place. They talked me into having a steak, and I'm glad they did. Then the waitress told me about the toffee cake at the end. It was dynamite. The shrimp was so plump and beautiful and wonderful. I'm so glad I treated myself, and that's the way I'm used to eating. I should eat that way once a week at least. That's the way that my mom treated me, and that's the way my mother would want me to live. And my mother never called me a pedophile, and whoever said that's an idiot, and they're going to get their dues here pretty soon. The whole reason for this call is I'm sorry I go on and on like I do for a half hour, like I do, but I can't help it. I'm sure it's part of my mental illness, because my mother said I suffer from diarrhea of the mouth, and I've always been this way, so it must have something to do with my mental illness, because I don't see other people talking this way, but I do. So there you go. At any rate, the reason I'm calling you is just mostly to thank you from the bottom of my heart, you directly, because you probably put up with me yelling and screaming, and now I'm calm. You should see I'm more calm, I believe, than I've ever been in the past, because I've vindicated myself. I validated myself as being not a child molester and a rapist, but as a good businessman, because I have the Condo Castaway trademark under Reigns. I have the Johnny Appleweed trademark and service mark. The trademark for the comic book graphic novel and the service mark so I can go around every state in the United States and tell them about my adventures in California and Nevada, Arizona, Ohio, and Florida, with my rights to grow medical marijuana being circumvented by the HOA in California, that they think they're stronger and they can make up rules and make up things about people. Since they can't make up a rule for me to stop growing marijuana, they're going to say, hey, I'm a pedophile, child molester, and rapist. And that is echoed throughout everywhere, wherever I go. People treat me like dirt, or they want to charge me more money, or they say I didn't pay, or they say this, or they say that. Whatever they say whatever they want, and the police let them say that because the police think I'm a pedophile rapist, and they want to treat me poorly anyway, because who wouldn't want to treat a pedophile poorly? Well, they should be locked up forever. But hey, I'm not a pedophile. I'm not that person. And I told San Bruno Police Department to prove that. I told everybody to prove it. And they're saying that the squatters, they only know about the squatters through me telling them. I say, bullshit. I sent you a DVD. I sent it to South San Francisco, San Bruno, and Burlingame. And I got no response. So that clearly shows that there are 3 crooked police agencies that I don't have anything to do with, because they are considering me a pedophile, rapist, and child molester, and they're going to have to pay through the nose for elder abuse against my great-aunt, grandmother, mother, and me, because I'm a protected individual. Whether perceived or not perceived, it's already noted. Many times, many MMPI tests that I am mentally ill. Plus, I happen to have that certification from the National Alliance of Mentally Ill for peer-to-peer counseling certification that nobody else has in the state of Nevada. So that's, I got to brag a little bit. That's 3,034,000. 1 in 3,034,000 people. So I'm proud of that fact. So if I can gain that much knowledge to be one in the only state that has kind of certification like that with mental illness, I should be able to have a guide dog, or a what do you call it, Americans with Disabilities Act dog if I'm mentally ill, right? Because that dog helped me get up on time, helped me get up early, helped me take that dog out every morning, and I had a schedule. So a schedule is a wonderful thing for a person with a mental illness. Although I'm versatile because I'm used to dealing with deadlines and peculiar things, I can be versatile. But there are a lot of people that would not be as versatile as me because they did not have the occupation I've had that had to, prepare me for this type of thing. So if I was not have the background that I do, I would probably be in a box or be drunk, because the added pressure that my sister has given me, because my sister was not there in the room to defend me, but defend them against me, because I think she was behind it. My sister could have been there to say, hey, no, Patrick never was a child molester. No, I think she's egging them on and giving them false information like she did when I was a child. She had all the neighbors turned against me. She was really good at turning people against me. I think she enjoys it. She's kind of sick that way. But that's okay. I found you and I found Melissa, and I've never lost my faith in my grandfather, who said, if you are right, and my mother said this as well, and my mother lived on principles and just about principles only, and principles cost a lot of money. If you live by principles, principles cost you millions of dollars if you did not know that. And me and my mother will spend $1 billion on principles if we have to. So at any rate, my mother and my grandfather always said, if you are right, you stick to your guns. And I've been talking to a lot of people who think I'm right. And they say, sounds like you've been through hell and back. You walk with your head up high. You stay in the game. You've been fighting it this long. Just keep fighting it out. Fight. You're the fighter. You made it this long. You're a survivor. You were 2 pounds, 8 ounces. People know my story. They go, you're a fighter. You're a survivor. See it through the end like your grandfather would want you to. And that always gives me hope. And then I came across this information where I'm vindicated, and San Bruno people are nasty at the San Bruno police station. The reason why everybody's so nasty and mean to me is because, guess what? I'm right. I've been right. And now I've proved I'm right. And I would not have been able to do that without you and Melissa and Shirley. And I'm sorry I get you guys confused and mix you guys' voices up because you sound awful lot alike. But I'm telling you honestly, without you, I go to the bars all the time. Every day I go to a bar because I like the waitresses or the bartenders because they're the psychiatrists. And they'll tell you I'm Johnny Appleweed in this town. There are 6,000 people in Nevada that will tell you I'm Johnny Appleweed. So when I called this guy up yesterday, John LaRue, and he says, don't call me from, why do you keep changing your numbers? Keep changing. I got 8 different phone numbers, and 4 of them are shut down from AT&T. He goes, why do you keep changing your number and call me up? I go, because we got unfinished business. It's called Johnny Appleweed. He goes, you're not Johnny Appleweed. I call him up. He goes, Johnny Appleweed. I have the DBA and U.S. trademark, 2 of them. He cannot say he's Johnny Appleweed on his answering machine. He cannot say that. You know how much trouble he's in for saying that shit? He's in a world of trouble and he don't even know it. So's my sister and so's my neighbors. They're using my photographs in documents, legal documents against me. That's a copyright infringement. You can't use my photograph in your legal documents against me. Give me a break. That's what they're getting away with because they said I'm a pedophile. They can violate my copyright. They can violate my civil rights. They can violate. You go watch my YouTube channel. You just got to watch this stuff with CCHAL. That's where I'm over, and she's going, yeah, you have the right to post a banner. And I got the banner all over the place. The banner's the Stooge banner. The dumb lawyer, Grant Baker, calls it the Scrooge banner. Scrooge, I say, Scrooge, fuck the Scrooge. It's Stooge, you idiot. They called me, my mother, and Pauletta Barr, me, my mother, and sister, they called us the Three Stooges. And then they said I violated the elections rules. When they violated in 06, they're saying I have violated it. They violated every year for the 13 years, and they said I did it. They said I'm a pedophile. They said I put chemistry in the pool. They said I stole U.S. postal mail. They said I took a picture of the postal carrier. They said I opened the spigots on the roof and turned on the water after I stole the keys out of the middle room and unlocked the door on the roof where there should be no lock on that roof anyway. That's a danger. That's a fire code violation, I'm sure. They shouldn't have a lock on the electrical room. They should replace the gas pipe in the basement because it's going to blow up when they have an earthquake and the subterranean garage falls all apart and wrecks all the cars in the garage because they didn't reinforce and redo the cement foundation of the ceiling of the subterranean garage. And the next earthquake, or a earthquake that's strong enough, that place is done, and I don't want nothing to do with it. And I didn't have an opportunity to disclose this information when they took my property and rights away from me from disclosing when they sold that place. So they're going to get involved in litigation because they called me a sexual predator and pedophile and child molester at a meeting in 2007 of January. And I did not find out this information until November of 2019. Wow, that's a lot of days of being bullied and harassed over being a sexual predator when that was never the case. I'm a drunk, only a drunk, and happy to be having a drunk because every day I'm proud to be alive and sober. Thank you for allowing me to be sober. Thank you from the bottom of my heart.
You're very welcome. Now, you mentioned early on in the conversation that your therapist had abandoned you. Did you ever end up finding a new one?
No, because I came out here where the other therapist was, Dr. Gary Solomon, and he told me he was going to get me a referral. Instead, he got a temporary restraining order against me without due process of law because I believe that the Henderson Police Department just told me that he got a restraining order against me, but he never did because he's got my CenturyLink equipment. I'm trying to get my CenturyLink equipment hooked up, and they got me a huge bill there, but HughesNet admonished that bill, so Lexington Law is getting involved, and they're going to admonish all my bills going back to whenever, before my mother died, I guess, because I'm supposed to get $1,000 a day for being locked out of my house at 3441 Crestmore Drive, according to Mark Watson. And now that I've uncovered that they said I'm a pedophile, I'm going to ask for major damages going back to January 07, because if they didn't say I was a pedophile, I would have moved into the condo, I would have moved into the manager's unit, I would have rented out 104 and 305, then me and my mother and I would have been making double the amount of the income because that was before she decided to give it to me and my mom because my grandmother was still alive. So therefore, that was before she made a decision to do generation skip, and therefore that's why Ali Mokri's lying. In my background check is where he's saying he got permission from my mother for parking because there's no way in hell, because that's why my mother ended up doing the generation skip, is to validate that I was in charge of that property, and she got the proxy because my background check will show my I'm from 1987. I'm involved with that property because my mother did not really get along with my grandmother that well, so she put me in place, and so did my grandfather. My grandfather told me to take care of my grandmother, which I'm happy to do that. Me and my grandmother got along like just peas in a pod, except for she was racist and I'm not. This is exactly the same. I'm exactly like my grandfather. My grandfather wasn't racist. I'm not racist. My grandmother was the white Archie Bunker from hell, and so was her sister, my great aunt. Oh, that's just the way it goes. But my grandmother became a recovering racist, like I'm a recovering alcoholic. So there you go. But yeah, early on, I've been associated with the property, and I have the documents in the background check to prove it from Peter Haber, and that was done in 2010, long before they made this nonsense up in 2014. So really there needs to be a case study, but there's no one to do a case study that's not going to be a conflict of interest with the Communities Associations Institute. So I don't know where you're going to find the experts to do a case study that would know what they're going to do, what they're going to talk about, because I'm the top of the food chain, and if I've got all the documents and nobody wants to look at them, I'm just sitting on a golden egg, and it's never going to hatch. So somebody has to get involved and look at this stuff, and now that I've uncovered this and it's up on YouTube, thank God for the computer. Otherwise, I'd be locked out. I'd be locked away, because this guy, Ross T. Height, when I had texts from him when he was a private investigator for me and my mom, after my mom died, he's threatening me, going, I'm the only thing you got. Who the hell is he? He wasn't around when I was 13 years old when my dad was a drunk and I got a paper route and I supported myself. I did everything I wanted since I was 13 years old. And he's going to sit there and tell me after he comes in my house and doesn't tell me he's working with the sheriff's department? That's fucking entrapment, because he's pals with Stephen Wagstaff and Stephen Wagstaff's brother. You know how goddamn lucky I am that I found this DVD now. It's up on YouTube. I sent that DVD to you. You should have got it. I'm angry you don't got it. You should have it. I sent it to you personally with my grandpa's book. It makes me quite angry. How could it get lost from here to there? I believe you should have got it last Friday. But, you know, I don't know. Maybe I'm mistaken. But, you know, the Postal Service keeps records. They photograph everything, if you didn't know that. The Postal Service photographs every piece of mail. They got huge computers to handle that shit. You know, I know that because when I moved, they used to send me people's mail. They used to send me, because I had so many complaints with the Postal Service, they send me, my mail was, every piece of mail that was getting sent to 736 Blue Barrel, they sent me a picture of it. So I printed out those photocopies of all that mail, and then when I'm driving that nutcase meth head back, he takes all those pages and throws them all over the parking lot at Union Bank after he punches me in the nose, and the Livermore Police Department doesn't do anything after they batter me and gives me raccoon eyes. And they said, then I got a call that he's sent by Rex Heingardner, the squatters from 736 Blue Barrel. So I uncovered everything. The people over at Blue Barrel were working with Amy Barron, who was a public guardian in San Mateo County. They stole and used my car without my consent. It got stolen by a minor. It wrecked and totaled and cost me on a lien sale $7,000. So that one car cost me about $60 grand, plus $1,000 a day, because Chief Eric Woolman put it in the impound for $140, but it was actually parked in my garage. That's how thick and deep this goes. It's all about the 100 Club and Chief Van Etten and Eric Woolman and Ross T. Height. Because I used to go to the BHRS, but Eric Woolman never used to show up at those meetings, so I could go toe-to-toe with Eric Woolman in a public forum. So when I was ever going, I guess Elaine Zimmerman gave him the cue, and then he wouldn't show up. But he was supposed to show up because he was supposed to have better and more intelligent crisis intervention team trained officers, where I should be training those officers to show up with no guns and show up with a Hawaiian shirt on and be all mellow, maybe have a fishing cap on or one of those hats like Gilligan. Show up, hey, bro, what's happening, bro? You having a bad day, bro? You know, get in their face if they're having a bad day and say, hey, how can we help you out? Don't get up there and say, hey, we won't take you in again. We're going to observe you and give you drugs for 2 weeks. What the fuck does that do me? That doesn't do me any good. Especially when I didn't do anything. They waltz in my house and take my dog away, kidnap my dog, and they do anything they want because Robert Skip Howie is saying my mother says I'm a pedophile rapist, so he's going to do whatever he wants so he can make his $450 so much. So my mom that day had to pay $2,500 at the minimum, $2,500 an hour that day to listen to this guy say that I'm a pedophile rapist and child molester. And it has to do with Stephen Wagstaff, and Stephen Wagstaff's been admonished by the California Bar Association. He just pissed away his bar license because they don't want to pay me for the weed money. And that funny DA fucking loses his bar association license because he doesn't want to let Johnny Appleweed grow medical cannabis for a guy in a wheelchair. Nor did they want to give him a parking space, an ADA compliant parking space. You know those parking spaces with a big blue square and a white wheelchair in there? Yeah, they didn't do that for me. I'll let you go. I'll talk to you later. Thank you. 40 minutes.